some 300-year-old Homo sapien bones in Morocco. So we're the original man in the planet. We're the oldest type of human, the original human. Our DNA is dominant. You dig what I'm saying? If you put a black person with a white person, the baby's gonna be an African, a black baby. We have dominant DNA. Everybody else has recessive DNA. That's shown through archaeology. That's the actual fact. So we the owner. By being the first, we own it. Making it, we made all schools of thought. All civilizations, all races come from us, all types of religions.
So everybody derived from us?
Everybody derives from us.
How?
Well, I mean, that's basic archaeology. We can go to the African theory. The first bones, Australopithecus to Homo habilis to Homo erectus to Homo sapiens have all been found in Africa. So that leads us to believe that civilization and humankind started in Africa. Owner, the maker, cream of the planet. How are we the cream of the planet? Look at the best scientists, Africans, through history, the most talented people, the Africans, the best singers and dancers, you know what I'm saying, the most poetic, you know what I mean? We are the cream, and what that is the soul that we possess. And a lot of people attribute it to the melanin that we possess that allows us to interpret reality in a different level. That's why we can put certain foods together. That's why we can dance on beat and a chord, you know what I'm saying, just move with one. We just have a certain essence about us because of us being original people, owner and the maker, cream of the planet Earth, father of civilization. What does that mean? Where did we get writing from? Egyptians. Where did we get the first civilization? They say Sumeria, they might say Africa. Those are black people. You know what I'm saying? God of the universe. This is the only part that we use the sum of those things I just built on, right? I just built on that knowledge. I just made that known. All that being said, we're saying that makes us God of the universe, God of our space, of this reality. We're gods of this reality of what we go through every day. That's the summary, if you will, of all that information. So then, in the beginning of the question, I said the original man is the Asiatic black man. Now, does that mean that we're from Asia, that we're from the continent of Asia? No. When we use that term Asia, in the context in which we're using it, some ancient people thought that to mean the earth. The earth was the word for Asia. Asia meant earth. So we're saying that black people are a global people because not only do you find our bones in Africa, but you find them all over the planet Earth. And when you find these older bones, they're not of these people who live there now. Like they found some, I think 200,000-year-old bones of some type of bone structures in South America, but it was the same on the genetic level. It was the same as the ones they found in Africa. So it's saying that the earth is our home. The earth belongs to us. Asiatic meaning the earth. So a global people. Africa is not our home. Africa is our throne. Dig what I'm saying? So that's how you kind of got to look at that. So when we were building in the cipher, I would say that, and that's how I'm showing that I'm right and exact about something that you can go get and show and prove.
So, as a 5%er, what is like their heaven and hell?
There is no heaven and hell. We don't deal with nothing spooky, no mystery. You feel what I'm saying? There is no mystery God. The only God is man. The black man is God. We told you that. Heaven, there is no heaven or hell. When you get into heaven and hell, that's a story from a certain theology. You know what I'm saying? From a certain type of religion. That's not the explanation of all things in life. Because different cultures have different explanations of reality, but we deal with actual facts and solar facts, nothing that's spooky. So there's no mystery God in the sky. The God is right here, you and I. You dig what I'm saying?
What is their afterlife? What do they believe and what afterlife is?
We don't deal with beliefs, we deal with knowledge, which is fact. Mathematics teaches us 2 + 2 is 4. That's something actual. If it can't be shown and proven, then I cannot go with it. I believe what I can see and what I can prove. Now, like people might say this, well, I mean, it's air. You can't see the air, but you know it exists. So how you believe in that? Yeah, but it's your definition of sight. Sight is not always physical sight. Sometimes it's the mental sight. So I know that through the process of photosynthesis, that we breathe out carbon dioxide and plants breathe out oxygen, and that's the correlation between us and nature. So I can see in my head how oxygen exists without actually having to physically see it. And if we look at it under a microscope, I know that it's there. But I can't physically see it with my own 2 eyes, but I can see it in my head because of facts, through methodology, through science. I believe in science more so than I believe in anything spooky. Not saying I don't believe in God, but I understand that science is the explanation of God. So when you know the science of life, you know how God works on the technical level. Feel what I'm saying?
What do you think happens when you die?
There's nothing that's right and exact on that. All thing we have is theory. Like when in quantum physics, they have theories of what happens to our spirit in afterlife. But I know that we decompose like everything else in nature. If you put me in the ground, I'm going to become a part of the earth. The worms and the insects and all the other things and the bacteria is going to get a part of my body, and I'm going to be a part of this planet. So, you feel me? That's why we say we can be God and we can be earth. You dig what I'm saying? Because we go into the earth. From the earth you came, the earth you shall go back. You feel what I'm saying? It's always there, but it's just about having that interpretation that makes it right and exact. So if you go by mathematics, you can't be wrong. If you build your knowledge, you're gonna have wisdom. If you add wisdom to your knowledge, you'll have understanding. That's the 360 of life right there.
Christianity, they abide by what's in the Bible.
Okay.
Muslims have a Quran. So what do y'all have?
Understand that in the lessons it teaches us that we are the original man. The first question, the father of civilization. And a part of civilization is religion. Part of religion is those spiritual books. So I'm the father of those spiritual books. So if I look at all these different things, I can take wisdom for what I can take wisdom from, because my ancestors are the ones who created that and the owners of that. You know what I mean? So in the lessons it tells us that all things belong to us. If you understand what it's saying line by line, that takes just study. Because when I ask those questions, you have to have a certain level of knowledge to understand those questions. Because saying it off the rip, it just sounds like that's an answer. But it's just a summary of an acquisition of different facts and things that you know. So it's not necessarily, we don't have any of that. We go by the alphabet, supreme mathematics, and the 120 lessons. And if you go by that, and if you do the knowledge on that and continue to study that, you'll understand everything there is in life.
Would 5%ers be considered as a religion?
No.
Why?
Well, we get that name, 5%ers, from one of the lessons that asks who are the 5%ers, which is a breakdown of the entire population of the earth. You have 3 questions: who is the 85%, who is the 10%, and who is the 5%. The 85% are the dumb, deaf, and blind. You know, the animal poison eaters, the ones who believe in a mystery God, the sleep ones, the dead ones, the slaves. The 10% are the bloodsuckers or the poor, the rich who have this knowledge that we have, but they use it for wicked ways and wicked sciences. And who is the 5%? The poor righteous teachers of the poor part of planet Earth come to teach the knowledge, wisdom, and the human family to each and every one. Dig what I'm saying? So we get that name because we're the 5%, or the poor righteous teachers, gods, people who are righteous. It's just different nicknames people have that we've given ourselves and other people have given us. You know what I'm saying? So it just comes with the understanding of who we are. So when I say a 5%, I'm coming to teach to the poor righteous people the knowledge and wisdom of themselves. Dig what I'm saying? So it's not even a religion, it's a way of life. It's something that you got to do.
What is the one thing you don't do as a 5%er?
The one thing you don't do is, well, there's a lot of things you don't do, but one thing you definitely not going to do is intermarry with any devil. By devil, I mean a white person. You're not having no white babies, making love to no white women, sisters. You're not having, no white boyfriends. We're not doing that. We want to make strong black babies, you know what I'm saying? So we want to do black love. Other than that, I mean, just basically, man, just be on your knowledge, man. Do your thing. Like, definitely read and research. Don't just come with the same old thing you're talking about. Learn new things. That's the only thing I can definitely say that,
So what do you think about mulatto children?
Mulatto children? That's funny as hell. You're like 1910. I mean, ain't nothing wrong with the children's humanity and everyone, but to consider yourself, to have knowledge of self, after you get this knowledge of self, you wouldn't want to do that. You would want to make a strong black race. So it's not saying you can't. It's nothing wrong with anyone. You know what I'm saying? As a father, I love all my children. You know what I'm saying? All races. I love all my children. But I just want to make more of what I am, a stronger version of what I am. Being that we've gone through so much mutations and shit like that, getting raped and stuff like that by white men and all this different stuff over the years, I want to make a definitely a stronger race, you know. So if you consider yourself, like I said in the other video we did, if you consider yourself to be a, you know, conscious person, I don't see how it is, conscious black person, how it is you would want to have mixed children.
So how is it that it's more white people in the world than it is black?
That is not a fact. That is incorrect.
Incorrect.
I think we
In the United States.
In the United States, but in the world, for every one white person, is 13 black people in the world, or colored people, people of color. So they're the minority. They just happen to be the majority here. Right. And if you look at all the minorities coming together, non-white people, it's more non-white people in America than it is white people. You know what I'm saying? It's more non-white people. Because when you get into like Dominicans and like that's a name of something. You feel what I'm saying? Like Puerto Rico is a rich port. You're not a rich port if you're a Puerto Rican. That's just what you're named after. So it's more non-white people than it is white people, definitely in the world.